All right, good afternoon, period 5. Hope you had a wonderful lunch. Hope your day's going well. I'm out with the sub today. I'm at the district. I will be back after school in case anybody wants to stick around for after school tutoring, do a retake for anything. I'm here after school today on Wednesday. Let's go to page, what is this, 21, please, page 21. I'm not sure why I grayed out for all of those, but it's page 21. It should say notes, 5.4, intro to solving special systems of linear equations. And in this problem here, or this page here, we're going to go ahead and review everything we've been learning about elimination and substitution and graphing if we need to. Here we go. So number one, if we graph two lines on the same coordinate plane, then there are three possible cases. Case one, if there is one solution. Case two, there might be infinitely many. And case three, there is no solutions, the lines are blank. So right now I want you to go ahead and answer these three questions. Remind yourself that I'm going to be checking on Friday if you did this. And then I will be checking over the break, not over the break, but when you guys get back. So please make sure you guys get it done. Again, work with the classmates. Remind yourself to discuss what is being asked of you in terms of what case one, case two, and case three would look like. So go ahead and pause the video right now, talking to the sub. So pause the video for about a minute or so. And once they have time to discuss it and answer that, we can continue the video. Okay? So pause, and then we'll continue from there. All right, so it should have been a minute or so of conversations between you guys about case one, case two, and case three, and what to respond to those. I will answer those after when we get back on Friday, okay? So now we're on number two. On number two, we have to solve the system. We have two equations, and it already tells you to use elimination, but we should already be able to identify when to use elimination. We should visualize or see or notice that the x is lined up with the x, the y with the y, and the number or the constant with the number. So right away, what we want to do is draw the bar and combine. Now, we want to look for what will be canceled out by looking for the same number, but different signs. And you should notice that the x's will cancel out. So we're going to cross them out. Here, I'm looking at the y values. We're going to combine them to get 6y equal 2. And then we get 27 minus 9 to get 18. We're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 6. So we get 18 divided by 6. So then we get a value of 3. This is the y value of 3. There it is. Now notice, of course, we can pick our answer already. But I want you to be mindful and practice, practice, practice. Always makes perfect. We're going to go ahead and justify that our x value is 3. So we're going to go ahead and use substitution with this 3 into one of our equations. Yeah, I'm taking a guess. I'm thinking that you guys might be thinking the first one is easier to use. Okay, we're going to go ahead and substitute. We're going to replace our y value with 3. So here we go. The y is gone. Now we're going to use the number 3 instead. And now we're going to go ahead and solve. So I would subtract 3 to begin. So 8x is equal to 27 minus 3 would be 24. Oh my. Here we go. 24. Then you're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 8. So x is equal to 24 divided by 8 to get 3. It is justified that the x value is 3. So it just builds more confidence in your ability to answer these questions. So B is the correct response. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. You're going to go ahead and do number 3. It's already set up for elimination. Go ahead and try number 3. If you feel confident to do number 4, go ahead. But once again, I want you to be discussing the answers with your classmates after you attempt them on your own. If you have no clue, please ask Royal, or if the sub is able to assist, please ask the sub. But lean on Royal, lean on your classmates, please, to get the assistance that you need, okay? So pause the video right now for about another minute, please, sub, and then we will continue. All right, after you tried that, the final end equation you should have is 0 is equal to 0. If you don't get 0 is equal to 0, again, you guys know my little phrasing, get some help from a classmate, from Royal, from me when I return, or stay after school today so I can help you out, okay? You should know what the response is to 0 is equal to 0. If you don't, again, ask, okay? All right, number 4, you had confidence. You probably did number 3 really quickly because we've dealt with it before. Number 4, we should get that. And again, I'm going to draw the bar. Go ahead and solve it, guys. Write down what you get. I'm going to ask the sub to pause the video for another minute. Again, discuss with the neighbors around you. All right, so it should have been a minute. Now we're going to go ahead and solve this one. And you should notice you're going to get a 0 on the left side. Cancel, cancel. And you get a value of 8 on the right side. Now, this is where kind of a red flag should pop up in your head. Say, like, wait, what's going on? And you should read this before you say infinitely many solutions or no solutions. 8 is equal to 0. That's 100% false. What happens is we got an incorrect or a false statement, meaning that there is no solution, okay? Here we go, number 5. It says to solve the system of equations, and we want to know whether there's infinitely many no solutions or an actual solution of the point 238 or negative 43. So we're going to go ahead and, again, try to use elimination because the x is lined up with the x, the y with the y, and the constant with the constant. Now, what we should recognize is the x will not cancel out and the y will not cancel out. So we get to make a decision, eliminate, and I'm going to say eliminate y. Okay. Why do I want to eliminate y? Because I know the multiples of 2 and 4 are easier to find for us, so 2 and 4. So the multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8. Multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, and 16. Least common multiple, guys. Remember, least means the smallest number that needs to be multiplied to make them the same. It would be 100% 4. So I need to make both of these numbers 4, but you're going to recognize that in one of the equations already 4, the other one 2 needs to be made into a 4 by way of multiplying. We're going to multiply 2 by 2. The other thing you want to check for always is if the signs are different, you don't need to change the sign. If the signs are the same, you need to multiply by a negative. So the signs are already different, so we're going to go ahead and multiply by 2 to get negative 14x minus 4y equal to 2 times 25, which is 50. Again, if you guys have questions, you can always ask us up to pause the video so that way you can ask around your classmates, hey, how did Mr. Gomez get negative 14x? How did he get negative 4y? Or how did he get 50, okay? Or how did you get the 2? How did he identify the least common multiple? So please pause just by asking the sub if you need to be, the video needs to be paused, okay? I will also be posting the video on Google Classroom. That way you can go ahead and look at them on your own time if you ever need to go back and remind yourself of how to do these types of problems. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and combine. And what's going to end up happening is the x cancels, the y's cancel to get 0. Now, the right side doesn't make 0, it makes positive 2. So then we get one of those false statements that we need to keep in mind, that because it's a false statement, there is no solution. Okay. So number 6, I need you to give it a try. You're going to do the same thing that we just did on number 5. So I'm going to ask the sub to give you guys about 3 minutes to work on it. If the sub doesn't see you guys being productive and you guys just fooling around, talking to each other, wasting time, then I'm going to tell the sub can make the decision of just continuing the video through to the next part, okay? All right, so go ahead and pause, 3 minutes. All right, so after you do number 6, you should get no solution, okay? So if you don't get that, if you don't show the work, when I check this packet, I'm going to tell you to go back, and I'm going to actually tell you to go back and watch the video, okay? So that you can waste time if you're going to waste time now. All right, let's turn the page. We only have 1 notes today, and then we have a practice quiz. You have a quiz today, And I already give the instructions to the sub of not letting you guys to have your phones out and no talking to each other, okay? Here we go. Number 7 tells us that Bob has a total of 15 quarters and nickels. If the total value of the coins is $1.75, write the system of equations that could help find the number of quarters. And it says write the number of coins for an equation, and then write the number of dollars for the equation. So there's going to be 2 equations. Okay, why is there 2 equations? Because we are going to understand that there's 2 different totals. So there's 2 totals. So we're going to write an equal sign. One total is 15, and the other is $1.75. Now our totals are 2 different things. One's counting the coins, so the number of coins, that's the number sign right here, number of coins. And the 175 is the dollar amount they're worth. So just consider that. So for the first equation, whenever you're counting coins, if we're going to count 15 coins, we don't care how much each coin is worth. We just care how many type of coins you have. And the 2 types of coins, if we go back, is quarters and nickels. So we're going to use 2 different variables. We're going to use Q and we're going to use N. So the coins, 15 coins, we're going to count the coins. We're going to count our quarters plus our nickels, and they have to total up to 15. After introducing 2 new variables, we're going to use those same variables in the second equation. This time it's going to be, we're going to have to consider how much each coin is worth, because it's worth, with the count, it's worth in dollars. And we have to remember that quarters are worth 25 cents per quarter, so 25 times Q, plus the nickels are worth 0.055 cents per nickel. And if you look at this is exactly what we're looking for. It's only asking us to set up a system. We have set up a system, 2 linear equations, and we're going to look for the one that matches. And it should be, looks like D would be the correct choice. Okay, so I want you to do something similar on number 9. Okay, do number 9, read it. Okay, you could have the sub, you can have the a volunteer go ahead and read it for the class, and then go ahead and answer it together, or just have them answer it, please, for about give them about 2 minutes, please, to read and response. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go ahead to do number 8 and 10. I think we're going to pause on 8 and 10, and I will do those when I return on Friday with you guys. So I need you to turn the page to page 23. Page 23 is homework. So homework is page 23 and 24. This one has all techniques or all methods of solving systems. It has substitution. It has a little bit of graphing at the back, and it has elimination for sure. Okay, so go to page 25 now. On page 25, you should see practice quiz number 1. And we're going to go ahead and do this together. And then you're going to work on the quiz. After you're done with the quiz, you're going to work on homework, catching up in your packets, okay? And I'm going to suggest that never mind, here we go. Number 1, says, what is the solution to the system of equations? And we have y is equal to x plus 4 and y is equal to negative 3x minus 4. And the way we like to do this one, at least based off what we did last time, is we like to not graph. We like to avoid the graph here for this one, and we like to set them equal to each other. They're both equal to y, so we're going to set equal to each other. So we set them equal to each other. We're going to get x plus 4 equals negative 3x minus 4. So from here, we're going to pick the bigger of the two x's, 1 and negative 3. 1 is bigger, so we're going to keep the 1 and get rid of negative 3x. We're going to do that by adding 3x to both sides. And we're going to combine now, cancel these out to get 4x plus 4 equal to negative 4. Now we're going to go ahead and subtract both sides by 4. Opposite of plus 4 is a minus 4. And we get 4x is equal to, be careful here, same sign we add, so negative 8. And divide both sides by 4. And we get x is equal to negative 2. Now, this is definitely enough information for us to select the answer, B. But if you choose this method, I need you to be able to justify the y value. So we have our x value. We're going to use this to use substitution. And it's definitely going to be the first equation that we're going to use because it's much easier. It shouldn't take long for us to check it. So we're going to replace the x with negative 2. So we get negative 2 plus 4. Combine to get positive 2, and it's justified that y is equal to 2. Again, if you show no work on the test, I'm not going to give you any points. I don't care if you can select any, meeny, miny, mo, or you just know which one it is based off, kind of the practice quiz, okay? Number 2. I actually don't know how I feel about doing number 2 with you guys. I think I'm not gonna do number 2. I think you guys should discuss it with classmates after I'm done with the practice quiz number 1. I'm gonna ask the sub to give you guys about 10 minutes to just review, double check everything, make sure you guys are understanding. Okay, so we'll skip number 2. We're gonna go ahead and do next one. Okay, the next one says read the following to answer problem number 3. Here we go. Samuel and Alex are neighbors. One summer, they each planted a tree in their front yard. Samuel's tree starts at 10 feet tall and grows 4 feet per year. The growth of Alex's tree is shown in the graph below. So again, just a reminder that this is Alex's tree. And it doesn't tell us any other information besides this information that we have here. But it does tell us to do the following. It says, for number 3, it says 1 point each. Complete the table below to represent the growth of Samuel's tree. At what year will the height of the trees be the same? How tall will the trees be at this time? So for Samuel's tree, we don't have a graph, we have a table. So we're going to go ahead and fill out what we have here. So we're going to look for the rate of change, or the change in x and change in y. So let's look for the change in x and the change in y. The change in x should be easy. They're increasing by 1, so we're going to go ahead and increase by 1. The y is an increase of 4. So then we're going to fill in the next 3 boxes by adding 4. So 4 plus 18 is 22. We get 26, and we get 30. Now it says at what year will the heights of the trees be the same, and at how tall will they be at that time? So we can write a table for the graph or the line, or we can plot these points. I'm going to highly suggest that you plot these on the graph. Here we go. So we have each one as a pair, 0, 10, 1, 14, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and graph these. So we're going to start at 0, 10. 0, 10 from the center or from the origin would be up 10. So we're going to put the first point there. The next point would be 1 and 14. So 1, 14. Next one would be 2, 18. And then we get 3 and 22. 4 and 26. Notice how close we are getting to the line. And then lastly, we get 5 and 30. And that's where it hits. We're going to draw the line. And we're going to be able to answer question B and C. So what year will the heights of the tree be the same? So we're looking for these two lines to intersect, and our intersection point is up here. So I'm going to write these coordinates down. The coordinates are 5, 30. And if you are looking carefully at the x down here, it says it's time, so this means 5 years. And 30 means the height in feet, so 30 feet. So what is the year that the heights of the trees will be the same? Year 5, or the 5th year would be fine. Year 5 is when the trees are the same height. Okay. Question C says, how tall will they be at that time? Well, we look at the pair. At 5 years, they're both going to be 30 feet. The trees are 30 feet at 5 years. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and continue to page 26. Number 4 says to use substitution to solve for the value of x. Here we go. I'm going to get you guys started, and then you're going to work on it on your own for each one of these. Here we go. We're going to replace the y with x. So we're going to have negative 3, parentheses 6x, minus 6x equal to 24. I need you to go ahead and solve. Okay, the answer for number 4 should be D. So you're going to go ahead again and clean this up. I'm not going to do the solving for you. You can check with a classmate if you need some help solving for x. Okay. Number 4. Same setup as number 5. It's the same setup as number 4, except I don't give you multiple choice. So you actually have to find both the x and the y. The first step is to substitute. And then the second step would be to substitute again, whatever value you get for the y or for the x. Again, let me give you the answer. Okay, here we go. So the answer here would be 1 and 3. Double check with your classmates to make sure we're able to get 1 and 3. Okay. My apologies, wrong answer. It should be 3, 9. Here we go. Number 6, it says to use elimination. I'm going to tell you, it says to solve for y. If you start to combine these, the y's will cancel out right away. You're going to solve for x to get negative 9x equal to 63. You're going to divide both sides by negative 9. You should get negative 7 here. Now, if you're quick to choose negative 7 as the answer, you're going to be wrong. Okay? It's incorrect because what we just found is the x value. Now you're going to go back and find the y value by substitution. So again, I'm going to get some of you with the incorrect answer because you're not double checking your details. We found x. So we found x here, and you want to make sure you continue to find the y value. So again, pick one of the equations. In this case, I think the second one would be easier to use. So we get, give me a second, negative, here we go, we get negative x minus y is equal to 17. And we're going to go ahead and substitute the value of x into our value here of x with negative 7. So negative 7 minus y is equal to 17. Here, the double negative makes a positive 7 minus y equal to 10, or sorry, equal to 17. Subtract the 7 to get negative y is equal to 10. And we're going to go ahead and move the negative to the other side. So we get y is equal to negative 10. We get B. Example number 7, we're going to solve the system by elimination. But this is one of those problems where nothing will be canceled out in terms of the x or the y. Remember that you want to choose to eliminate either the x or the y's. I'm going to let you guys do it. I'm going to give you guys the answer in a bit. I would recommend always try to eliminate the one that already has opposite signs. So notice how the y's already have a minus and a plus. These are both positive. I would try to eliminate the y first. The reason being is that if you multiply one of these equations by a negative value, then what's going to end up happening is you could forget to multiply a negative sign here or there. And then once you forget one sign anywhere in the equation, then you're going to kind of make an error at that point. Then whatever you do following that doesn't really matter, because just because of that one negative being incorrect. So I would recommend to eliminate the y first. And to give you a hint, you would multiply only the first equation by a number. You're going to find the least common multiples of 5 and 15. And then once you find it, you go ahead and change the 5 into the other number. And then you're going to go ahead and cancel out. This is going to get you the x. After you find the x, again, substitute it back to find the y. I'm going to ask the sub to give you guys about 3 minutes to work on number 7. Again, double check. Make sure you guys work on it. You're going to have a question like this on the quiz. All right. So if the video has been paused for about 3 minutes, the answer should be -2, 1. Okay. So that's what you should get. And question number 8, we have where you have to set up a system. So you're going to read the question. You're going to set up 2 equations. Again, you want to remind yourself there's 2 different totals. One for the total amount of tickets sold, and then the other for the dollar amount of tickets sold. And you want to make sure you consider the dollar amount for each of the tickets sold in the dollar total. In the counting one, you don't have to worry about it, okay? So one of these would be the correct answer. Again, double check. Give the students about 10-15 minutes to go over these practice quiz before you give them the right quiz, or before you hand out the quiz, excuse me. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you guys Friday. See ya. Bye.